Hey, Harrow, apparently we're live. Welcome up to the commentary box, Grant Harrison, mate. Hey, happy Yarrawonga Mulwala Powerboat Festival. How are you?
Yeah, fantastic, Murph. Mate, well, how could you not be good? It's boat race day, weather is good. Yarrawonga's brought the sun out, big crowd here, and yeah, we're about to go racing for some serious trophy this afternoon.
It is, mate. It's a trophy that's obviously super close to your heart. We were going through it earlier this morning. You've chiselled your name into this EC Griffith Cup how many times now?
I'll let the others worry about that. I just want to win the next one. The other ones don't matter. It's just this next one we want to win.
Yeah, today's one, mate. It is one of those trophies. I said it's held in such esteem, and there's so last year we talked about that. A $12 part that let you down. It's one of those things. Everything's got to go right. The build up, the preparation, but on the day with the quality of the field here, this is a pretty wide open event. This is just not a walk up start for you.
Oh, absolutely not a walk up start. Absolutely. We got to get through 4 laps in the heat. We've got the big Merlin boat in the heat. We've got GP 101 who's come back, and look, while Ben's not serious about the speed at this moment being a brand new boat, but we've got Chasing Cash. It won the Melton Gold Cup, a supercharged displacement, running 150 mile an hour, and we got to finish too. So we still got a fair bit ahead of us. We're all set. We're ready to go now, but in 4 minutes of racing, it can all change.
Yeah, it can, mate. And so you mentioned about this big crowd here, and it's great to see you guys out with a run yesterday. Is it fresh engines or anything for you? Big changes in the boat since last time you campaigned it, or are you staying with what you know?
Nah, pretty much the same thing as what we know. We've freshened up both engines. Last year we lost a fuel line, which caused us a stop in the final, run up the back with Troy. Blew a head gasket in one engine, but they're identical engines. Everything's back together just with fresh gear, and hopefully it'll get us through 8 laps with just one motor.
Right, that's the big boat stuff, and we know it's a massive crowd pleaser. The 1.6 hydros, though, we watched you out there before. The racing is just so tight. Talk us through the course. Talk us through the track.
Yeah, good track. I'd like wider corners. For the 1.6, it's fine. Because we're only doing 100 mile an hour out there, so the 1.6 is fine. It's a fun class. It's a cheap class. It's an easy class to go boat racing. GPs and bad displacements, that's a different deal. But, even though it's smooth out there, it's bumpy. These concrete walls bounce the waves back, and while you guys out there looking at it think it's fairly smooth, it is. But after one lap, it doesn't matter what class of boat you're in, the prop wash, the weight makes it bump and bounce around. And we were bouncing around there in a little boat, but still fun.
Yeah, still a big field out there, and you're exactly right. This concrete wall on this southern bank here, it really does. It doesn't take long for it to rough up at all, mate. Obviously the EC Griffith Cup's going to be run on a slightly bigger course as well. But you did mention the corners. Obviously, piloting a big hydroplane around this tight track, bridge end, all that sort of stuff. It takes a bit of courage to get it done. What's it feel like from the cockpit?
Yeah, it's probably a hard one to describe, Murph. A lot of people ask me that, and I was always worried running the 1.6 litre hydro at 100 mile an hour and then getting out of that and getting sort of 170 mile an hour Grand Prix hydro, how I'd go. But it's all relative. The big boat's bigger, and we're doing faster speed. So from a cockpit point of view, it's sort of fairly similar. But certainly, once we go past 150 mile an hour, the thing actually does become an aeroplane, and we have to be so careful that we don't get the thing loose, because if we do get it a little bit loose, you'll see any one of these hydroplanes go upwards and a somersault, which happened, I think, to a couple of the F1 tunnel boats yesterday. So it's a beast in the corners. It's very hard on the arms. You get thrown around violently. The only fun time driving a GP boat is by yourself in real smooth water. It's the only fun time.
You're not going to get any of that this weekend, mate. Well, you get to the front and you get a little bit of it, but not for too long. We're not going to be too far away from the start, mate. I wanted to ask about the canard wing of these things. We talked about them briefly. Different people choosing different things. Yours is a manual operator, something that you do manually, or are you using servo controls? How does that work for your machine?
Yeah, we used to be manual. I came from a displacement background. I liked manual canards. We had that on GP 101. I could drive the boat with my foot, with my eyes closed theoretically, with heel and toe. GP1, we struggled with the foot canard, so a couple of years ago we relented and went to electric canard. So it's on a push of a button, which you don't feel. Yep. But into the wind, you can set the trim and it'll help the boat sit, which is good. Downwind, you give yourself a bit of lift. Coming out of the corners, you give yourself a bit of lift. Coming into the corner, you set the sponson down. So I've become accustomed to electric, but it is slower, it's less stable and more risky.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. People don't think about that. They think it's just a pedal and steer. There's so much science involved in getting it. You do it better than most people anywhere in the world, mate. It's a privilege and an honour to have you here. Wish you all the best for this weekend, mate, and we'll see what happens a little bit later on. Thank you very much for coming to talk to us.
Yeah, thanks, Murph. And, to all the other teams, bring on the Griffith Cup. Let's have a crack. Let's be safe and let's all have some fun, eh? Let's go fast.
Yeah, let's do that. Grant Harrison, ladies and gentlemen, the pilot of GP1. I've missed the start. The Formula 4s, ladies and gents.